An earthquake strikes, and everyone panics, diving for the nearest sturdy table or door frame. Property. But earthquakes, like light, sound, or infrared, are nothing more than waves. So how is it that a wave can cause such incredible damage? Waves carry energy. Earthquake waves are waves in the earth, and they're extremely high energy. Earthquakes are caused by the movements of tectonic plates, which are sections in the Earth's crust that float on the liquid magma underneath. Most of the Pacific Ocean, for example, makes up the Pacific Plate. When these huge plates collide or slide alongside one another, the resulting friction creates earthquake waves. But since the plates are so large and the movements so significant, the waves have a lot of energy stored in them. This gives earthquakes the potential to cause massive damage. The strength of an earthquake is measured using a piece of equipment called a seismometer. The measurement gives an earthquake a number on the Richter scale. The largest earthquake ever recorded was in Chile in 1960 and registered a 9.5 on the Richter scale. Imagine you're sitting on your couch when an earthquake hits. You panic and run around aimlessly for a while before getting control of yourself and hide underneath the kitchen table. But if you were calmer and could feel how the ground was moving, you might notice some changes in the earthquake over time. This is because an earthquake contains a mixture of many types of waves. One way of categorizing the many waves that are involved in an earthquake is to separate surface waves and body waves. Surface waves are exactly what they sound like. They move along the surface of the Earth. Body waves, on the other hand, go through the Earth's interior. There are two main types of body waves, the primary wave and the secondary wave. When an earthquake hits, the first thing you feel is the primary wave, or P wave. The primary wave moves faster and therefore arrives at a particular location first, which is why it is called the primary wave. It is a longitudinal wave, which means that it vibrates the ground parallel to the direction in which it is moving. You can think of it as shaking the ground up and down or side to side. Because of this, it tends to cause the least damage of any of the types of seismic waves. Just when you think it's safe to come out from under your table, the secondary wave, or S wave, hits. Unlike the primary wave, this one is transverse, which means that the vibration is at a 90-degree angle to the direction the wave is moving. You can think of this as a ripple in the ground. This motion is much more dangerous to buildings and therefore humans, because it moves the ground in a variety of directions at once and can cause it to split apart. Just as the secondary wave and your heart rate starts to calm down, things get even worse. When the P waves and S waves hit the surface of the Earth, they can interact in such a way as to produce surface waves. These are more dangerous than either of the body waves because they run right along the surface, where we humans live. Rayleigh waves, or Lamb waves, are one kind of surface wave. They radiate outward from the epicenter, or source of the earthquake, like ripples on a pond. Although they're slower than either P waves or S waves, they have large amplitudes, and that full amplitude is focused on the surface of the Earth. This is why they cause more damage. Love waves are the most dangerous of all kinds of seismic waves. They are faster than Rayleigh waves and even larger in amplitude. They move in a similar way to Rayleigh waves, but are shearing waves, which means that they cause the Earth to move rapidly in different directions, causing splits and making buildings and bridges collapse. Earthquake waves are waves in the Earth that carry large amounts of energy. There are four main types of earthquake waves: P waves and S waves, which are body waves, and Rayleigh waves and love waves, which are surface waves. Love waves tend to cause the most damage due to their large amplitude, and P waves the least, but P waves are the first to arrive.